The great antelope had vanished, but Muthuri remained seated, his mind still swirling with the vision he had witnessed. His heart, once filled with frustration and impatience, now felt lighter, as if something had shifted inside him. But the test was not over. The fourth day arrived, and with it, a new trial: the fire in the sky. The morning sun was unforgiving. The little shade that the trees provided felt useless under the growing heat. Muthuri's throat was parched, his skin hot to the touch. The last drops of water from his calabash had long since disappeared. His head pounded as he tried to focus, but the dryness in his mouth made even swallowing painful. And then, the worst happened. Clouds of thick black smoke began to rise beyond the trees. Muthuri's pulse quickened. A fire. It was coming fast. He could hear the crackling flames, the distant cries of fleeing animals. The air became thick and heavy, filling his lungs with the scent of burning wood. His mind screamed at him, "Run! Escape before it's too late." But the elder's words echoed back, "You must not move." Muthuri clenched his jaw. Could he really just sit there while the flames approached? Surely this was an exception. This was life or death. But then he remembered the vision. The great antelope had waited even as larger animals ran. "Wait, Muthuri. Trust the path you have been given." Muthuri closed his eyes and did something he had never done before. He surrendered, not to fear, not to panic, but to trust. And as he sat there, refusing to move, he felt something, a shift in the air. The wind changed. The thick heat of the fire was suddenly met by a cool breeze. A distant rumble shook the sky. Muthuri looked up, and to his amazement, dark storm clouds had gathered above. The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it the scent of rain. And then a great downpour crashed upon the land. The fire that had threatened to consume the forest sizzled and died under the heavy raindrops. The sky wept, cooling the earth, and with it, Muthuri's own suffering eased. He tilted his face to the sky, letting the rain wash over him, drinking in every drop that reached his lips. The fire was gone, and Muthuri had survived, without moving. As the storm settled, a soft laugh echoed through the trees. Muthuri turned his head. Standing at the edge of the clearing was Intomarete, the elder. His eyes gleamed with silent approval. "You doubted," the old man said, stepping forward, "and yet you waited." Muthuri nodded, still breathless from the experience. Ntomarete smiled. "Patience is not just about waiting for a hunt," he said. "It is about trusting even when you cannot see the outcome. The fire was never meant to burn you. It was meant to test you." Muthuri's chest tightened. The elder had known. "This was the final challenge," Ntomarete continued, "and you have passed." Muthuri exhaled deeply. He was no longer the same impatient hunter who had first walked into this forest. He was something more, but one thing remained.